What's going on, everybody? Aftersound here. Welcome back to the channel where we bring you Splinterlands content every single day. And we also stream over on Twitch every single day at This Is Aftersound. So come by, say hello. We do giveaways every stream, and we do giveaways here. So make sure to leave your in-game username and any comments that you leave on this video, and that'll get you entered in. So what I wanted to talk about today is actually not necessarily new news. It's a little bit older news, but we have a lot of new players coming in, a lot of people asking questions in the comments, and I figured it might be easier to just kind of go through this almost at the explain like I'm five level, because I didn't know this, and I don't mean to say that I'm dumbing it down for people, but I just didn't know this stuff when I first came into the game. And so part of this is just making content that I feel like is accessible to everybody, no matter what level or how long they've been in this game. So if it's not for you, that's awesome. You can move right on to the next one. I won't feel bad. But what I wanted to talk about today was the printing and distribution data and limits that are going to be happening for the rewards cards right now. We don't know as much about. I'll do a separate video on Chaos Legion once we have a little bit more information. But right now we have the Chaos Legion rewards cards, which is what we are able to open in chests, reward chest, right? So what I wanted to focus on was Splinter cards. I did a video talking about this tool. I love it. There is so much that you can really dig into here. I probably have only dug into like half of it or 60%. So there's still a lot that I need to do. So I highly recommend checking out Splinter cards. It's a super cool tool. One of the things that I go to though is under tools, there's printing and distribution. And I don't know why I clicked it again. Oh no, that's fine. Okay. So it didn't change my filters. I look at the rewards and I look at the ones that are still in print, right? Because everything else is out of print or still in like an unopened pack. So what we are looking at right now is the fact that, I keep talking about this, saying that there will be a lot more cards coming into the market, right? Because if we see here, the total BCX printed is only 7%, 6.7% to 7.2% across legendary. And then you can see kind of ranging between that 6 to 8% across all of the different rarities, right? So going all the way from legendary down to common. But this is updated, I believe, regularly or in real time. So as we have that, we know that there are still a lot of cards that will be coming into the mix here. But we've also seen the price rising on a lot of these cards, as there's been somewhat of a supply shock now that the bots can't farm them as much as they used to while in bronze, which I think is great, right? I mean, actually, speaking honestly, I didn't mind the bots because I love scooping the cards up at lower prices. And if the bots are going to farm them for me, hey, I'll take them for cheap. But at the same time, we want them to go to real players as well. So I think that the move was great. I was just saying you can kind of get the silver lining on both sides. Now, I always get wary of this because in all my videos, I'm not trying to like FOMO people into stuff and say like, buy now because it's going up. I don't know. I'm just sharing information with you guys because I want you to be the most informed players and investors and just people in this ecosystem with me, and make the best decisions for you, right? I'm just sharing information. That's all this is. So we're only at 7%. But what I want to call out is the printing limits that we have for these rewards cards. And this was posted like almost a month ago. I believe, what is this? Broadhive.org by Monster Crusher. So I want to give some credit there. This has the print rewards limits, or limits for the rewards cards. There are going to be 8 million cards. And I know I've gone over this on a previous video, but there are going to be 8 million commons, 2 million rares, 800,000 epics, and 200,000 legendary cards. I want you to think about that now that we have new information that there are now 1 million Spellbook owner accounts. And we are targeting, or not we, but the founder, Agrod, mentioned that 2 million by the end of the year is something very, very possible. Let's be pessimistic here. Let's be pessimistic and say half of these accounts are bots. I don't believe that that is the case, but let's just say half of the accounts are bots. That still means you have 1 million people fighting for 200,000 legendary cards. And this is legendary cards that are not leveled up. This would mean they are all level 1. And we know we are already starting to see some of these cards being burned because of leveling cards, right? Combining cards to level them up. So 200,000, that means at the very least, or at the very most, I should say, 1 out of every 5 players, right? There's not even enough epics to go around at a level 1. Rares, commons, we're seeing these burned left and right. We're seeing maxed out versions for sale. I mean, one of my previous videos, we were looking at that. So again, this is why this is what I'm talking about in terms of invest in assets, right? Invest in assets. I'm flipping a lot of my DEC over into cards. I'm not saying that reward cards are the only ones that you should be buying, or that they're undervalued, or whatever the case is. I believe that they are slightly undervalued right now because they are still in print. But that doesn't mean that they're necessarily the best investment, right? Like, who knows? You could buy a llama for $400, $500 today, and after Chaos comes out, there's nothing that can really challenge it, or the balance doesn't work the way that they were thinking, and this thing shoots up to $3,000. Who knows, right? I don't. All I'm trying to show you is the actual data that we have here, the numbers of how many cards will ever be printed when it comes to the rewards cards. And a lot of the cool abilities that we're seeing, a lot of the things that will be available with these reward cards, we don't even know what the full capability is, right? Because we don't know what cards are coming out with Chaos Legion. So, part of my goal has been to make sure that I acquire at least one of each. And now I'm rounding, I'm doing my next lap where I'm trying to level each of mine up as well, whether it's to bronze first and then get them up to a higher level at silver. So just calling out this for the rewards cards, it was the legendary number that really stuck out to me. Like, I knew that there were 200,000 legendaries, and it didn't, like, I wasn't thinking about it as much because we hit 400,000 players and we knew a lot of them were bots just maybe a couple of weeks ago at one of the previous AMAs. But to hear the fact that we're now at 1 million and targeting 2 million by the end of the year, and that there will only ever be 200,000 of these, I was like, I need to grab more. Right. And I did. I went a little bit of a spending spree. So don't look at me as your example. I'm just telling you, again, this channel is just to be 100% transparent with you about what I'm doing. Take my strategies, take my wins, expand on them, take my losses, take my mistakes, and make sure you avoid them. That's all it is. Right. So this is what I'm doing. I can't tell you whether it's good or not. I can just tell you that I believe strongly in this game, that these are deflationary assets in the sense that there will only ever be 200,000 or less of them as they get burned. And with a growing player base, that means, let's say 200,000. Let's say 2 million accounts are out there and are real players, right? Or even if they're bots, only 1/10 of those accounts, only 10% of those accounts will be able to use a Jin O'Shaughnessy or a Harklaw or a Bilgecock. Actually, less, because we are now getting to fewer and fewer cards available as they get burned. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. I just wanted to point out those two things and how they're related. That I kept on looking at Splinter cards, and I know that I've shown this in previous videos, but I've never shown both of these together with the print rates and the print limits. So something to think about. Rewards cards are still coming out. I think there might actually be dips in prices at the end of seasons as people get them in chests and try to offload them to maybe sell for a card that they want, a card that they've been eyeing, right? Maybe they already have one, they already won one from a chest, so they're gonna sell, and that creates a little sell pressure at the end of every season or beginning of every new season. Who knows? That's kind of my theory. That's what I'm eyeing right now. We'll see if it comes to pass. I feel like I only have one season that we can look back on that at, which is the last season. So we'll see how that plays out. But just something for you guys to think about, all right? And then, this site also has the collection power and DEC burn value across this as well. So I'm not going to get into that. That's really outside the scope of this video. And actually, the loot chest rewards, this was nerfed, so this isn't even correct anymore. So don't take that. But if you guys are finding this content helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It's a free and easy way to support the channel. And if you leave a comment, please make sure to leave an in-game username so that I can send you a little something. I do weekly Q&A videos where I go through the comment section and send you a little something for the most thoughtful comments out there. But that's all I have. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video and around the game. Have a good one.